All right, what's up guys? Welcome back to CX Angling. As you can tell, I'm wearing a puff jacket, I know. And it freaking snowed today. Like, the weekends that I get to fish, there's always shitty weather, but then during the weekdays when I'm at work, it's super nice. I don't know what it is about Colorado, but we're gonna head out to Chatfield Reservoir tomorrow. We're gonna try to pre-fish a little bit. We actually have gone there a couple of days, did okay. We're still a little bit early in the phase of their spawn, so we're very pre-spawn. I think on my last trip, they were just starting to stage, but we're gonna see what this weather has done to them. We've been getting that hot, cold. So we'll go see if they've actually pushed off a little bit, or if they just are hunkered down and they're just not moving, doing much. We'll see how aggressive they are. We caught them on one thing, and that's the hair jig off the dam, just some smallmouth. But what I really want to try to target are those largemouth in the trees. We got some flooded trees and stuff. Those largemouth are really what's gonna be the kicker in your bag, or what's gonna anchor your bag. So we'll go out tomorrow. Unfortunately, this isn't the weather I would have liked, but at least there won't be any jet skiers or boats out there. It's gonna be really cold, so I'm taking the Mr. Buddy heater with me, just getting the kayak covered, get the trailer on the truck, and we'll head out there bright and early tomorrow. Should be fun, should be cold. Stay tuned. Oh boy. Oh, lens is a little foggy. What's up guys? Finally made it out here to Chatfield. Forgot my chest mount, so I got the rear GoPro and the front facing GoPro here. It's cold. It's pretty icy, so I'm just giving it some time for the ramps to defrost a little bit, and for that ice to melt so that we don't send the truck into the back of the water. It's actually a beautiful day. It's actually not that cold with the sun out and all the gear on. So, and I don't know what's going on with the lens here, but I've got this vignette effect going on. But anyways, beautiful day. I won't be talking too much. If I am talking, it's probably gonna be to the front GoPro right here. Oh, wind's coming up. It's gonna be a good day. I think we're gonna go and catch them. We're gonna try to do our best 5 today just so we can gauge what we're looking at. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm not gonna bring this camera on the water. You guys will be on the GoPro. Probably just do like a montage of fishing stuff. And then when we get back, I'll show you guys how I like to practice and pre-fish and get ready for a lake or a tournament. So stay tuned. Oh, there we go. There we go. Feels like a walleye. That's because it is a walleye. Get a weight, a measurement on her. Keep. She says a little short, about a quarter short. See, girl. Is that? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing. Dude, that's a 4. I think it's a 4-pounder on the spinner bait, bro. Alright, what's up guys? We are back at home. I didn't have any footage for my chest camera or the rear camera for whatever reason. I think it had something to do with the battery packs I used. I think we've got it fixed now. Anyways, I want to talk about how I pre-fish practice, get ready for a tournament. Obviously, we're going to talk about what we want to do when we get to the lake. But before we get to the lake, first things first, mapping. Now this is going to be electronics, right? You're going to look at your electronics, look at the best maps that you can possibly get, whether you're Humminbird, Lowrance, Garmin, Ray Marine, whatever it is. Look at trying to get the best maps that you can, because mapping is probably maybe the #1 thing, that tool that I like to use. A lot of my study, a lot of my fishing happens off the lake. Still on mapping, book maps. Okay, book maps are extremely helpful because these are usually created by the people that live in those states or live around those lakes, people that have been fishing there before. So the cool thing about this one's made by Fishing Map Co. They've got little points and stuff like that, and they're numbered, and they have GPS coordinates so that you can put them into your units, your Garmin's, or even your phone, and plot those points so that you can actually go check them out on the water. They've got little shading here. They've got some shading here which signifies different types of rock, rubble, cliffs, whatever it is, shelves. And that's really helpful to know, especially for different species like smallmouth. They like to stick to maybe a certain type of rock this time of year, or shelves when they're ambushing, whatever it is. Super key. They've got advice, tips, everything on here. Something I've added to my fishing this year is an underwater camera. I know it sounds weird, right? You have live scope, why do you need an underwater camera? Well, when you go somewhere where there's so many different species of fish, bait fish, trash fish, you kind of want to gauge what they are, right? So I was fishing around some trees at Chatfield, and I wanted to know, were they crappie or were they walleye or were they something else, because they were just chilling around the trees and they weren't moving. And so I dropped one of these down, and I'm glad I did, because they ended up being giant gizzard shads. This is a pretty inexpensive one. I think this was like about 170 bucks, maybe almost 200 bucks. I don't remember, but super helpful. You can't record on this one, unfortunately, but it's actually got a really great screen. The cord goes up to about like 75 feet, 82 feet. It says it right here. 1080p, so really clear, really great. It's got lighting, IR, and what else? I think night vision too. So actually really useful tool if you want to gauge what kind of fish are down there. It's great for that too if you want to see if there's gravel, sand, dirt, rock, trees. Really cool tool. I know a lot of guys are probably going to be adding this to their pre-fishing arsenal. And then now we're going to head over to the computer. I'm going to show you guys what I like to do with Google Earth Pro. Extremely helpful tool. And then how we're going to transfer that from an SD card into the Garmin units. Alright, so we are back at the computer now. We are going to use Google Earth Pro, put some waypoints on the map, go do some little bit of map study, check out the lake. Pretty cool stuff, so let's just jump into it. I already have Google Earth Pro open. It's right here. Oh, maybe I didn't have it open already. So we'll let that load, open that up. Oh, we do have it open, cool. Perfect, so that's funny. Alright, so this is Chatfield right here. This is the most recent satellite imagery that we've got, which was May of 2025. And as you can tell, we've got a lot of flooded trees, water's pretty high. And what I was looking for is deep pockets or deep winter holes. So you're gonna go ahead and use the mapping, like whether it's the book map, your Garmin, Lowrance mapping, find out where that channel runs, find out where those depressions are, the deep portions of the lake are, and look at that first. So we're gonna go ahead, and I have the historical imagery turned on right now, so that's just this tab right there. We can turn that on, and we can actually go back in time and see So now we can go actually look at this portion, and I'm gonna actually turn this tilt off, reset this tilt. So this is what it looks like, the most recent imagery of it, satellite imaging of it. We're gonna go back, and the water levels are very low right here. I think we had a little bit of a drought come, I think 2010, 2013. I think it got worse into that. Wow, there we go. So this is really key stuff. All this is submerged right now, but you can see little tiny things like, look at this little road bed right there, right? Little creek that runs through here, little point there. Obviously this portion is deeper than the portions that are exposed now. You got look at this, little pockets right there, little humps here. So all this is really key stuff. You're gonna want to, what I was looking for, they have some rock, like gravel pits in these areas, and you can find that in the mapping. They get pretty deep. I looked there, couldn't find fish, so I decided to follow this channel all the way up and fish the channel and end up trying to fish. I didn't catch anything in the channel, so I started fishing where they were gonna go to first if they weren't in the winter holes. They usually go to the winter holes, they stage, and then they spawn. There's three different locations. And what I like to do is start at the winter holes. We usually, it's the deepest part, deep portions, deep water access, and start there, then go where they would stage, whereas, you know, the step right before they're gonna go to their spawning grounds, right? So right before their stumps, right before that 5 foot and above, maybe even 10 feet in clear water. But little coves, cuts, creeks, find that and where they're gonna stage, fish that, and then go fish the spawn. So I ended up following this little creek here, and I knew that they were gonna spawn in these areas for sure. So all I had to do was really figure out where they are. If they're not in the creek, then they're probably right up where this shoreline is right here. As the water gets higher, let's see, there we go. As the water gets higher, and if they're not there, then they're probably going to be spawning already, which I knew they weren't because it was like 47-degree water temps early in the year. But let's just say we're in mid-May, and this is what it looks like, right? Then we know, okay, they're going to be in the back of these pockets, probably spawning anywhere in this area right here, probably spawning. So pretty easy. I want to show you guys some pretty cool things about how to break down a lake with this tool. We're going to go ahead and set some waypoints and set some tracks. So let's go ahead and throw a waypoint down. Let's just put it on this point right here, and we'll just call that U2, or it's YT for YouTube. We'll just do point and say okay. So now we've got that point jotted on the map. Let's go over to the dam and look for something else. Okay, so it looks like we've got, look at this, we've got a little bit of a transition line here, and I know there's a transition line, but actually, you know what, we can find out. Boom, there we go. So you've got a transition line right here where it goes from basically rock here to dirt, mud, whatever this is, gravel, sand, and you want to fish that transition line. So okay, oh cool, let's go ahead and jot that. So we're gonna go here, and there's a little path is what they call it. You can jot a path on the map, and then once you've got what you wanted out of that, you can go ahead and let's title that YT for YouTube path. What I would probably name it is like transition. So what's funny is they're selected. We'll just do this. Actually, you can select this one, which is the main folder, which contains all this. But if you don't have these guys checked, they won't show up in your folder. So we're only going to find these two in our folder, which is nice. We're going to right-click the actual the folder title right here and go to Save Places As, and we're going to go ahead and call it YT for YouTube. We're going to click and make sure this is in KML, not KMZ. It might come in KMZ by default. Change it to KML, and we're going to do save. Boom. Okay. Then from there, what you're going to want to do is go find a KML to GPX converter, right? So this is one I like to use. It's called GPS Visualizer. We're going to select GPX here. We're going to browse for that file, and it already popped up right here. We're going to select YT for YouTube. And from there, you can just press convert. Obviously, you can convert multiple files. We're just gonna do one at a time. We're gonna do convert, and now it's gonna give you a little download link here. And then we're gonna go to that folder location. We're gonna rename it. Let's see, let's rename it YT. and it's in the GPX format now, which is perfect, exactly what we want. We're gonna copy, and then we're gonna go to our SD card, which I need to put in the computer. We're gonna open another tab, and here's our SD card. So you can see here we've already got some of my previous ones. You just go ahead and paste it here. Boom, there it is. Next thing you know, we're just gonna eject it, throw it in the Garmin, and we're gonna go look at that. All right, so we're back here on the Garmin. I've got my mapping up. This is Chatfield right here. We're gonna go ahead and pop that SD card in. And we're gonna go to Manage User Data, Merge from Card. And we're gonna select a file, and it's gonna be that YT file, GPX file. Boom, transfer completed. So we've got the routes, tracks, we've got that 1 point and that 1 transition line that we're gonna see now. So we're gonna go back to our mapping, and I don't have my waypoints displayed or anything like that, so we're gonna go turn that on. So waypoint display, let's go check that out. And I believe that point that we put on was right here where I caught that beta largie, which is kind of funny. And boom, there it is. I don't know if you can see, but it says YT points, YouTube points. And then we can actually go check out that contour line. So let's actually just turn off the waypoint so it's not so dirty. We're gonna turn on track display, and boom, there's our track, that pathway we just made, and highlighted in green. So this is a really awesome tool. I highly recommend it. And then lastly, let's go ahead and jump into the Omnia Fishing Pro app. Jump into the Omnia Fishing app, and there's some cool stuff I want to show you guys, but if you guys haven't seen the Omnia Fishing app, it's basically the one app with Omnia Fishing that has everything from weather, satellite imaging, mapping, wind forecasts. You can shop on it, you can put waypoints, you can share waypoints with other people, your friends, and you can file fishing reports. And that's what I want to go into a little bit more, is actually seeing fishing reports that other people have made. So we're gonna go ahead and let's just jump in. We have Chatfield open right now, and pretty cool. Let's just show you guys some of the different things you can do. We've got satellite imaging, we've got, I'm sure they've got what, wind speed, we've got the standard. Let's go to the water. See, we've got vegetation, we've got water clarity, depth charts, all that. Look at this, navionics, pretty cool. And look at those. So pretty accurate to what we were seeing earlier on the Garmin, given they are both navionics. So gonna be pretty darn accurate. But what I want to go into actually more is the fishing reports. So we can actually go in here and look at fishing reports that have been made by other people, what they were using, all the gear. Some people even add in, you know, how they caught them, right? So we've got a bunch of people here, pretty cool. And you can go straight to what they were using, add it to your cart, and even check out right now if you wanted to. So that's what's super cool about Omnia. Very efficient app, very helpful, especially when you're not at your graph or you're not at your computer, you're on the water, you're at dinner, whatever it is. Really special app. I like using this all the time. And yeah, the one thing I didn't mention about the Google Earth Pro or Google Earth is the ability to measure distances. So what I like to do, especially when I'm getting ready to practice or getting ready to go to a tournament, and I want to figure out where do I want to launch and where do I want to go, because you don't want to launch halfway across the lake and your first spot's, you know, 3 miles out, right? You want to have the closest launch to your first spot. Not only that, just gauging how far a run would be, right? So for my kayak, I could probably get like 6.5 to 7 miles an hour, so I can gauge how long it's going to take me to get to the next spot. I'm not wasting time. It allows me to make my decisions a lot faster when I am on the water, if I want to make a run or if I don't want to make a run, if something's worth making the run or not. But anyways, guys, we've got Chatfield coming up, and I'm really excited for it. Should be a fun one. We are back in the tournament season, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope these tools and tips helped you out, and I hope to see you guys in the water. Go catch them.